Asa, good to see you, man. Thank you so much for your time.
What's up, PD Beats?
It's good to chat with you.
Where do the beats come from?
So I used to be a drummer in punk and metal bands, and
Okay.
that was my stage name. So PD
Hell yeah.
Beats. So and I just kind
Yeah.
of it just kept, and I just kept it as my Instagram handle. And yeah, PD Beats
I
is the
love
thing.
that.
No, appreciate that. I always find it interesting when there's like you're working on something where there's original source material. Like these were really popular books. When you were cast that you were gonna like, lend your voice for this, did you think about the original books a lot? Did you use them as research, or did you kind of throw them away, so to speak?
Um, I I mostly use the script as my reference point. I think the script has taken kind of condensed what who Stitchhead is in the books into this 90-minute kind of arc. And so I had a lot to go off just there. Um, and when it came to kind of finding his voice, there was a lot to I feel like I had a lot both from what was on the page, but also the visuals and it's kind of a visual identity. This kid who's been literally stitched together and he's kind of this patchwork boy who's searching for connection and love and a family and using all of these bits of information to help grab what this voice would be.
Mhm. No, absolutely. Do you feel like you were in a unique casting situation in the fact that spooky season is so big and horror movies are huge and everyone gets scared around around Halloween, and now you're working on something that is in that kind of spooky world of monsters, but it's for the whole family, so to speak. Do you think about that at all? It's kind of interesting to think about, right?
You know, when we were making it, we started recording this years ago. I didn't even I had it was the release was so far away. I didn't know they were aiming for a Halloween release date. I mean, that was the dream, but you
Mhm.
never know with these things, and it takes so long to animate and put together and get all the voices for um that it was like once a year we would check in. And so it became this kind of um this movie that when it finally came out, I was like, well, of course, like now is the perfect time. Of course, it's going to be Halloween. And
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see a lot of kids running around in little Stitch Head outfits next year, all of that.
Absolutely. You have worked in horror films as well. Do you enjoy working in that kind of, spooky kind of season world? I mean, like those are like the biggest movies that come out these days, I feel like.
It's a lot of fun. You know,
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I hated horror movies. Like
Hmm.
they would terrify me. So I don't know whether this is some sort of exposure therapy I've subconsciously like tapped myself into,
Hmm.
or it's just fun to do kind of really big genre pieces like that, kind of push the boundary, push the envelopes, and use not
Hmm.
just acting, but all the kind of tricks and tools in filmmaking and editing and sound to create these really big reactions in people.
Do you feel like deep down Otis from Sex Education enjoys horror movies, or is he too kind of afraid of them?
No, I think he's a fan. He loves all movies,
He
so he's
loves
a fan.
movies, absolutely, but I just always think about that.
No, he's game. He's game.
Um, I did kind of want to also ask you, it's all storytelling at the end of the day, whether you're doing voice acting, whether you're acting, how separate are past things compared to something like Stitchhead? Like, do you bring mindsets, preparations from past projects to this project? Are they completely separate once you wrap them?
They're pretty separate. You know, you do your piece in however many weeks or months it is. In this case, it was years.
Mhm.
Um, but it was kind of every now and then I'd get in the studio, and then you leave it behind, and then you don't really think about it again. Usually, until now, when you're kind of re-talking about it with people, and you're
Yeah.
finally able to see the movie and share it. Um, Usually, it's not so long between making it and seeing it.
Mhm.
So this has been quite weird to revisit this project after so many years in development.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's you know, you have a bit of yourself in all your roles. I mean, that's the classic thing a lot of actors say, and that's true. But it's also fun to really tap into new things. And
Yeah.
especially with me, voice acting wasn't something I'd done a lot of. So
Yeah.
this is a new challenge to, just see what I can do when it is just my voice. And
Yeah.
I haven't got my face and my body and everything else to lean on.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a whole different mindset because you're just in a booth. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
just
and not only that, but you don't have any actors like with you in there, so you're just kind of imagining them. Or Steve would sometimes do the voices as well. Listen, he has some good voices on deck.
yeah, absolutely. I do want to kind of ask as well, and you've had a lot of projects that have had different ways of people watching them. You've had movies that have had the big box office release. You've had the streaming. You've had the sex education global drops on Netflix. You've had the limited release, then eventually available to stream. Do you ever think about how people are going to consume the content that you're producing while you're producing it at all? Because it's interesting to think about. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, these days more and more so. When you're doing a project, you sort of know quite early on if you think this is a movie that's going to go into the cinemas, if you think this is a movie that's going to live in a streaming platform or something else. With animated movies, I think it's a bit harder to know. This is a small budget, so you always dream of having a cinema release, and it's really exciting that people will get to see this in the cinemas, especially at Halloween.
Mhm.
But there are so many other avenues and so many routes to take now. So it's a bit of a game.
Absolutely. Well, I can't wait for people to see Stitchhead in theaters, like you said. Asa, so great chatting with you, man. Thank you so much for your time. Really
Thanks,
appreciate it.
PE Beats. Take it easy.
All right, take it easy. Thanks, man.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.